Hello everyone, welcome to my first modern video after my trip to Croatia. I'm back, I am more tan than before, and I am ready to play some modern on Magic Online, which is the thing I love to do the most over here. This is a pretty spicy deck that just top 4 the modern challenge. It's humans with Yorion in the companion zone, and not just that. It also has Urza Saga in the mix. So truly just a weird deck with well, 80 cards of course with Yorion, but a deck with a lot of 1-drop Noble Hierarch, Esper Sentinel, Champion of the Parish, aggressive route with Thalia's Lieutenant and Adeline, and a lot of Prison route with Kitesail Freebooter, Meddling Mage, Reflector Mage. You also have Solitude in this deck, which of course isn't a human, but it's a card that you can tutor up with your Imperial Recruiter. And you can also vial in with Aether Vial on 5. You also have Yorion, of course. Buongiorno Conte. Buongiorno. 28 months. I appreciate it very much. The deck also has 1 copy of Pithing Needle in the main deck, which is super weird. We do have 4 Urza Saga, so we can tutor it up. There is, of course, Burrenton 6 that you want to kill, or Yawgmoth, Belcher, which are 2 very popular decks these days. They did very well in the Mox Showcase, so 1 main deck Pithing Needle can help you in that form. And then we have 1-offs, Tyrak, and Deputy, because we're playing 4 Recruiters, so the 1-offs are definitely worth it. You see like 1 Cathar in the side, 1 Outland Liberator. You also see the second Tyrak, 2 Magus of the Moon, which is kind of weird because it blows off your mana base, but at the same time, you can shut off decks like the Amulet Titan deck. Alright, let's get into the matches. As always, you can check the deck list in the deck list button or in the description of the channel. Let's go. That's true. I said a wrong thing. Imperial Recruiter cannot tutor up Solitude. It says power. I was confusing it with the Recruiter of the Guard. Alright, let's go. Yorion, reveal. Okay. I think I'm fine with this hand. It has some Urza Sagas. I can't rely on that one. Not gonna main phase Pithing Needle. Ooh, Razorverge Thicket. Hardened skills. Okay. Pithing Needle pretty good against hardened skills. We can name things like Walking Ballista or Arkbar Ravager here. Gonna name Walking Ballista in this matchup. I'll do it now so that the Urza Saga construct will already be a 2/2 next turn. Patchwork Automaton. I think I'm just making construct here instead of playing Imperial Recruiter. I'm just gonna go construct. Next turn construct. Get Shadow Spear. Do probably nothing and just move on. 1 card that I might miss in this deck is Springleaf Drum. Hello Alberto, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night. Patchwork Automaton is large. They also have access to Shadow Spear now with the Urza Saga. Maybe I was supposed to wait to name Urza Saga, but not. Sorry, and name Shadow Spear, but no wait, it's okay. The Recruiter of the Guard is not legally modern. It's only a commander card, never printed, so it's only legal in Legacy. Alright. We drew a 1-drop that I can cast here. And get my spear. Gonna play my Noble Hierarch and attack for 5. So this is purely a race between us two here. They have access to Incumoth Nexus, so if they go Arkbar Ravager, maybe I'm dead. So maybe instead of naming Pithing Needle, Walking Ballista, I was supposed to name Ravager, but Walking Ballista is pretty good against my humans deck. Alright, they do have the Arkbar Ravager. So this is very scary now. I mean, if I'm dead, okay? I'm probably dead. Yeah, I'm probably dead. Actually, they didn't even count. Wasn't they? Okay, opponent just straight up passed, which is weird, but they activate this and they sacrifice them to... Bah, I don't know. Whatever. You know what? Whatever. Let's just move on here. Let's move on here. Imperial Recruiter. So I can do it for 2. Stop drawing land, Mango. I can do it for 2 here. Because I have the mana from the Noble Hierarch. I might just need a flyer to block the next, and maybe next turn my opponent realizes that they can't kill me. It's possible. It's possible that I have to go a Recruiter for... Actually, if I go a Recruiter for Kitesail Freebooter, I need to play Secluded Courtyard. Can't play Urza Saga because I don't have red and black. Maybe a regret about my land sequencing here. Yeah. The plains probably turn 1. It was supposed to be a cavern. Demon Fire, thank you for the sub. I certainly can't attack with my constructs. I mean, they just go get... You know what? Yeah, whatever. Let's do the Recruiter for Kitesail Freebie play. It's probably irrelevant, but at this point. Hardest Kills is a very strong deck. I very rarely played it. I think I played it like once or twice only. But on my channel. As always, you can just go on YouTube and find the deck, but it's very hard. Ballista Ozolith, okay. Ozolith is legendary, the second copy does nothing. Walking Ballista is named off the needle. And now I can maybe just draw another of these. And go Deputy of Detention here, or even Solitude here. Okay, opponent got the Shadow Spear. Again, I'm super dead. Right? Yeah, I'm super dead. But they don't want to kill me. Alright? Zabaz. Sure. The 1 card in it, it's the Walking Ballista. They sacrifice Esper Sentinel in the main phase to put 2 counters on the Ozolith. You have to do it main phase if you want to put the counters on the Ozolith. Because the Ozolith now, sorry, the sacrifice thing goes on the Ozolith. The Ozolith gets 2 counters, moves it to the Ravager, it gives them 7. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot of damage. I playing around Solitude. Oh, wow, that's true. I didn't think about that. They're playing around Solitude. And now, since this has Ward 2, I can't have Solitude. That's correct. Alright, thank you, Bandisal. Thank you, Ponder Beauty, for saying that. So often you just assume your opponent makes a mistake when they don't do the obvious line, but in this case there's more than that. Sometimes people play around things that you don't have in hand, and so you don't understand. Okay, so that's 32. How much can I defend? 11. 32 meno 12. Meno 11 fa 21. That's lethal. Alright, good game. Yeah, Solitude very good against that deck for sure. Fine, fine. Picked up a loss. We have a Kataki. Kataki to tutor up with a Recruiter here would have been very good. So that's for an easy card to bring in. Cards that are bad. Alright, Pithing Needle is very good in this matchup. Cards that are bad. Thalia. No, I think I like Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage is basically like a Pithing Needle. You just name Walking Ballista Ravager, and one piece of their quote-unquote combo gets shut off. It can just be Esper Sentinel or Thalia. Yeah, I think they're both quite bad. At least Esper Sentinel. Nah, Esper Sentinel is really bad. At least Thalia maybe is First Strike. Although Thalia is legendary. I think one Churak is fine. The one Chalice of the Void. Nah. Alright, let's go. Does Relic do something? It doesn't. Let's go. Buongiorno, buongiorno. Alright, so this hand is just medium. That's what it is. This hand is just medium. Do I want to keep a medium hand? I don't think so. Buongiorno, sono scarso. Plus a second Thalia is pretty bad. Here, if this was an Esper Sentinel, maybe it was a keep, but this is not it. Alright, that's a keep. Thank you, sono scarso. MTG, buongiorno. Alright. That's a solid looking hand. Thank you for the 5 months. Alright, that's a champion, and it's your turn. I'll go Meddling Mage. I'll name. I think I'll keep on naming Walking Ballista. Maybe it's the Arbor Ravager though. No, Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is just way too annoying. Remember, this member costs 2 mana because of the Esper Sentinel. I don't want to make them draw cards. Urza Saga. Okay. A lot of ground creature here. Ooh, Thalia's Lieutenant. Do I keep on naming humans, or since I already have 2, I think I might just change things I name here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change some things I named. I'm gonna name. What's the Kataki again? Kataki is Spirit, so I'm gonna name Spirit. Spirit. Okay, so now I can go a Recruiter main phase and go get Kataki, and then just attack with all. Yeah. Put in place Walking Ballista. I can dismember that first and then play Kataki. So I think, you know, given the fact that I have a Kataki in hand, makes them playing differently, sure, but this grows my champion. And attack with both. They only have 1/1s. Welcome, Nabayeth. Thank you, Nabayeth. I have indeed enjoyed my vacation. Alright, that's a block. Okay, so they just chomped. Sure, putting counter on Esper Sentinel, but then again, this deck doesn't really care about that. Okay, so opponent knows I have a Kataki in hand. They can't play Walking Ballista. Let's see what they do about this. Kataki says every artifact has an upkeep cost of 1, so basically Tabernacle for every artifact. I do have some artifacts in my deck, but like Esper Sentinel, for example. That's a little bit of an umbo. Okay, Youngback Walker. Sure. I mean, I could have this member or this patch. Okay, so they're offering me a trade. Actually, I think I take. No, right? No, okay, sure. It's only bad if they have this patch. Direct repulse, nice. That's cool. Draw. Hmm. I was hoping to draw land to go Lieutenant, but instead I'm just attacking with this. I think I'll leave this back. This Esper Sentinel can become really large. I might want to have the choice to chump block here. Then I'll play Kataki here, really hoping my opponent doesn't have a 1-mana answer for it, which they could easily have. Like, again, Dismember. You set it in this match. Okay, they don't. Cool. So they untap and have to pay the price. They can even put a counter here and then let it die. But I don't think that... I don't know. I still have my Dismember up, which is pretty crazy. Pretty crazy good, since the way I can die here is with like Ravager or something like that. Yeah, so they grow their Sentinel off 1. It's gonna be a 4/4. And then do they pay the price? Yeah. Okay, so they paid for Sentinel, Saga dies, and they go get a 1-drop. Sure, they go Shadow Spear. If they keep the Sentinel now, I got my Dismember ready. I think we got this in the book, but okay, again, we're on the play, and on the play, magic is easy. Sure, that's a 5/5. I will make them draw a card with my Dismember, but it's fine. I'll leave with that. I have to pay 5, and I clearly don't have it. I have to draw. And the game should be over now. Yep, that conceded. Okay, let's go to game 3. I really dislike Thalia. I'm gonna at least remove a 3rd copy of it. That's the problem with Yorion decks. People really don't speak much about this, but with Yorion decks, you have very often too many cards that are bad in a matchup. So, because the Cybrid is only 15 slot, it's not 35 slots. So you can't match the Cybrid needs with the main deck needs. Alright. Very good end. Wish one of this Noble Hierarch was a white card, but remember we always have a white card here in the companion zone. Isn't Magus super strong? I will say it is not. Okay, the rule whenever you play a deck with Aether Vial is that you play Aether Vial first. The earliest you play it, you always the earlier you play it, the earlier you can cheat on mana. So for example, on turn 3 I can go Recruiter Violin, Recruiter Violin, the other thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna go Meddling Mage here. Naming Walking Ballista. The classic. Meddling Mage naming Walking Ballista. And then I can Violin the Noble Hierarch, and then next turn I can go Recruiter Kataki. So I really dislike Magus of the Moon in the Cavern of Humans deck, always hated, especially in this deck since it plays Urza Saga. You're free to side Magus of the Moon whenever you want. My Humans video, I'm gonna really side it in only against decks like Amulet Titan, Tron, and even against Tron. I don't know how good it is, honestly. I mean, obviously it's fine, but Dumping Sphere, I think would be better. Okay, so my opponent is getting their automaton very large. I hope it's not like lethal large. Nah, I can't be lethal large. They don't have ardent skills. Plus, my opponent's only playing like colorless cards. Wow, they just went all in. I'm not counting because I got Magical Line that does so, but they went all in. It's an 8/8. And they don't attack? What in the... My opponent's playing well. I'm just curious about what's going on here. Alright, played well. I'm curious what's going on now. Draw. White card, perfect. Now I can Solitude if they want to put the counters here. So, what's gonna happen here, I think, is they're gonna go for a Shadow Spear, right? But even if they go Shadow Spear with Saga, the automaton is like way past, because I can chump block it, so they need Shadow Spear. But that's an 8/8. That's not very large, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is the Recruiter plus Kataki play here. Immediately, eh? No wait. And pass. So now my opponent has to most likely sacrifice the Ozolith and then pay the one from Patchwork Automaton. Sacrificing the Ozolith is good because if my opponent keeps the Ozolith, I Solitude the Patchwork Automaton and the Ozolith gets the 7 counter. And then like they just fire off an Nexus and that's an 8/8. Okay, so yes. Now they can go they can float mana here and I can and they can keep the Shadow Spear. But that's fine. I'm just gonna take 9. Kataki is not a human, but it's an honorary human. Kataki has always been part of the humans deck. Even before Imperial Recruiter. So yeah, they do this play, which we first saw. Brushland. I'm gonna back Walker for 0. Wow, just to pump the automaton. Somebody's all in over there. Hey, this is okay. I'm just taking 10. That's trample, so no reason to block. Now I'm gonna leave the vial on 2. Maybe not. They have 1 card in it. You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of Blacksmith skill. I'm gonna leave the vial on. Oh, I have to pay the 1. That's true. What if I just Vial and Meddling Mage, name Blacksmith skill? No, that's wrong. Because I have to pay 2 for Ward. I don't think I can play Blacksmith skill then. Sorry, Meddling Mage then. Unless I draw land. So I think what I'm gonna do here is pay the price for the vial. Not tick up the vial. Because if I draw any white card, I can name Blacksmith skill here and still Solitude. Okay. Let's do it. Blacksmith skill. And then I go Solitude now. Should have probably done it to my opponent's upkeep after they pay. But that's alright. Okay. Okay, all good. Clean. Should have done it in upkeep, but then my opponent would have had 2 white. I don't know. I think the 1 mana here doesn't really matter. They don't have lures to pick up like they used to. They fire off the Nexus, but I'm on a clean infect, so I'll just take one here. Do I want to keep on paying? Yeah. Here, what I'm gonna do actually is I'll pay one to prevent this. Yes. Then I take a vial. Draw. Sure. I'll vial in the recruiter, and I'll go get Thalia's lieutenant, which will put up a very large clock on the opponent. And put us on 35. So I need to attack back quickly here. Alright. Good win. Very nice, very nice. Signore Grande wins the match. Hello, Wixbone. You're in Rome currently? Sweet, sweet. It was a very nice first match to begin. Wixbone. Thank you for the sub. 15 months. Plans to play Yawgmoth. I played out Yawgmoth a couple of times. We could play it again, sure. You're pretty surprised that Yorion is a good in humans. Me too. Okay. Gonna keep this hand that revealed my companion. Let's go. Bloodstained Mire. Let's go, champion. Draw a third land, which is needed. Yorion versions of decks better than normal? Well, if you play Omnath, Yorion is very good, yes. Because Omnath gives you that huge chunk of mana. It's possible that once again I played this way too early. Maybe I just don't care about playing Saga here. I just keep Saga as a last resource. Alright, it doesn't really matter what I can take. The opponent's gonna fade up push. So I'm playing against Creativity with Swamp. I don't remember if the deck had Swamp in the past. Okay, so their hand should be... this 5 cards here. Okay, the drew art evidence. Sweet. Gonna bounce it with a Reflector Mage. Yep. Yep. Blue, colorless, white. And they push the champion. That's alright. Putting as Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Maybe I was supposed to keep the Reflector Mage for the Fable. Okay, so what I want to do here. Recruiter maybe can take me another Reflector Mage. Yeah, so that my opponent draws the land for the Fable. I will bounce the Fable token. I like that. Yep. Top for 3. Go. Dwarven Mine tapped. It's alright. Draw Thalia. Oops, I forgot to I forgot to float Mana of Saga. Sorry. Let's go for Thalia. And for Thalia's Lieutenant. I missed a damage this way. Hopefully it won't matter. I'm attacking for a lot of damage here. But mostly my opponent just isn't doing anything. I think we won the solitary match. A classic modern. Am I come to Vegas? No. Next trip I'll take is probably gonna be Four Seasons Bologna, the 10th of September. And we organized a legacy tournament in my town, so pretty excited for that. Alright, now what am I doing? Yep, so I'm gonna bring in the Relic, Sanctifier en-Vec. Sounds about it. It's 3 cards. I'm taking out the Pithing Needle, probably the Shadow Spear as well. Buongiorno, Matt. Did you arrive safe and sound to London Heathrow? You on Kentucky? Yeah, hope the Legacy tournament will be good. I think I'm taking out one Urza Saga as well. Not sure. That land doesn't seem amazing here for sure. Maybe I can take a Turak. Yeah. London Stansted. Oh, sorry, it's the Ryanair airport. That's true. But you did arrive. So that's good. Ooh, we got Relic. In our 80 card deck, we naturally drew our one-off sideboard to interrupt with Saga. Sure. Whiskey Dingo, thank you for the 9th month. Yeah, I'm very tanned. I got so much sun this weekend, this week, and I definitely have the genes to become black in summer. To become fully black in summer. It's just that, you know, whenever I go to the beach, I often just, you know, stay in the shadow. But this week. Alright. Go. Are proxy allowed in 4 seasons? So in 4 seasons, proxy aren't allowed. But in the tournament that we organized the 21st of August, in my town, the proxy will be allowed. As it's a tournament just held not by a store. But okay, is this the Fable? Yes, it is. Alright, Fable is good. Fable is good. Fable is good, but we do have the Reflector to bounce the Goblin Shaman, so that part is cool. Don't wanna bounce. Yeah, let's bounce this. Go. The vintage events of 4 seasons allow proxy. Yes, the vintage allows proxy. A whole deck? You mean in our tournament? Yeah, yeah. I mean, Legacy is okay, so this is got a 1 card only, and it's the Archon. We do have the Relic up. See what they do about it. If they go Persist, I have to pop off the Relic. If they go the other thing, it's bad. If they go Creativity, it's bad. Yeah, the Creativity on the Clue token. Smart. Okay. Okay, so I'll sacrifice Reflector Mage, I'll discard a land, and you drain me. I think end of turn I'm gonna crack the Relic. Yeah, I think so. Just to draw a card. Unfortunately, the Imperial Recruiter cannot tutor up. Cannot tutor up Solitude. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But it's fine, right? I can still survive here. Not in a great shape, but I can survive. Let's go Champion. Go Kitesail Freebooter. And just sacrifice the Champion to the Archon attack. And then next turn I can go Recruiter. Yeah, I don't feel good about this game. They even have Anger of the Gods. Prismari Command as well. It's okay, let's say that if humans let the opponent do their thing, the power level of my opponent will definitely be higher than mine. Again, Modern Horizons too. But if we can prison them well enough, then they will Alright, so here I need to draw land. I think I made a mistake, by the way. Instead of playing the Champion, I should have played Recruiter last turn. It was definitely a mistake. Alright. Let's go Recruiter for the Reflector Mage. Is there anything better? No. Reflector Mage. Let's play Mage. So they have Prismari Command to kill my Kitesail Freebooter end of turn. And they loot. Alright, weird that they didn't wait. They should have definitely waited. Maybe they plan. Weird. But okay. So they have the Anger of the Gods in hand, Tinted Indulgence, draw 2, discard Archon, and then persist. Alright, I'll lose. Burrenton Forge-Tender seems good against Anger of the Gods. And also to protect my Meddling Mage or Kitesail Freebies. Very unsure what to cut because, well, almost everything seems good here. Like, I need all my prison elements, I need my aggro elements. Maybe I don't need 4 Adeline, maybe I can cut 1 Adeline. Alright, I'm cutting 1 Aether Vial. Okay, very good end. We got Sanctifier en-Vec. Let's go, the Cavern of Souls and the Noble Hierarch. Turn 2 I can cast a 3-drop, turn 3 I can cast double 2-drop. We'll see. I'm a little bit scared though. No, I shouldn't be scared. I shouldn't be scared. Let's just go for the Adeline turn 2. This is attacking for so much. Because it actually triggers Exalted and then puts up a creature. That can easily have Fatal Push, but... Land? Very nice. So I'm starting with a Meddling Mage here. Is that one named Fatal Push? Or does it name Anger of the Gods? Okay, I don't think that's Fatal Push. So I'm actually going to name something different. Like what? I think Anger of the Gods I'm gonna name. And then I play Sanctifier en-Vec, which shuts off the opportunity for my opponent to go Tinted Indulgence Persist. And the Adeline attacks for 1,000,000 damage. And if that Fatal Push, okay, it's weird, because I think you would respond. But you might also not. Oh wow, okay, sure. They got me then. Yep. I could have easily named Fatal Push with Meddling Mage. But the fact that they didn't respond with it made me not. But that's okay. Still in a good shape here. I want to begin by attacking with both here. See if they have a Fatal Push. Okay. Then I'll go for another Meddling Mage. Let's see if they respond. I think I want to name Prismari Command. And then I go Meddling Mage, and I'll name Indomitable Creativity. It's only bad if they go Transmogrify, but they should have one copy of it maximum. Alright, go. So I have 7 cards in end. They play the Fable. Alright, remember Anger of the Gods is named. Okay. Draw. How many people I want to attack with? Should have. I missed the point of damage. Alright, opponent goes to 11. They could have been on 10. I thought I would be attacking with more people, but just attacking pro red makes more sense. They got 6 cards in hand. They discarded only 2. Oh, discarded Persist and a land. Okay. They don't attack with a Golden Shaman token. What's then? Alright, draw 2, discard 1. Sure. They discarded a land. Okay. Draw. Thalia's Lieutenant. Really wish I dealt that extra damage. Allora, if I go Thalia's Lieutenant now and attack with all, my opponent could double block the Meddling Mage that names Creativity, and they take 3, 6, 9, 11. So that's exactly lethal. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, actually, they can make a token. Sorry, they can make a token and chum block. So maybe I'm once again just attacking with this. So they take 5 down to 6. Just pro red, and then I pass. So they flip the thing. Let's see if they have something going here. They can't cast Creativity. Oh, that's blue. That can actually block. They can actually block. 5 cards in hand. 4 cards in hand. They don't crack the clue. Remember that those Scalding Tarn represent Dwarven Mines. Alright, I'm simply attacking with the Sanctifier. Opponent's gonna block it. And then I play Yorion, which will not do very much. Okay, no, we don't wanna. What do I wanna reset some of this Meddling Mage? Yes. I could have reset the Anger of the Gods one because I don't care if my opponent plays an Anger of the Gods. So we're gonna reset the Thalia's Lieutenant. Do I want to reset Prismari Command as well? No, no. Not gonna reset that one. So I'm just resetting the Meddling Mage, naming just resetting that one, naming Transmogrify. Is that good? Is that alright? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So we got Prismari Command, Creativity, and now also Transmogrify. Gonna cross the clue. Hello, Togek. Transmogrify. And Thalia's Lieutenant pumps again, everybody. Even for Double Anger. Double Anger would still leave them dead to the Sanctifier en-Vec. Sorry. Still dead to my Yorion attack with Double Exalted. Yep. Should be over. So again, the key to win this game was the prison elements. Game 1, it was my opponent stumbling. Game 2, we couldn't do anything. Game 3, the prison elements of 3 Meddling Mage and the Sanctifier were good enough to stop my opponent plan from just function. Alright. 2-0 so far, that's good. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I'll come back and we play some more humans. Okay. Humans is really good in Pioneer too. Sure, I am not the biggest fan in Pioneer of those creature decks. Whenever I played those, it's always a little underpowered. The Bent Spirits is actually the only one that served me well among the creature decks. Lots of important events happened this weekend. Mox Showcase Modern and Mox Showcase Pioneer, won by Yawgmoth and Mono Green. Mono Green, I've always believed to be the strongest deck in Pioneer since they banned Iteration. And Yawgmoth, I don't believe it to be the strongest deck in Modern, but I'm glad that Claudio H won the whole thing with it, so that's pretty cool. Have I tried Bent Cocoa? I haven't. Sure, let's go. Alright, they play 60 cards and start with Giver of Runes, so that should mean Hammer Time. And Solitude is an amazing draw if opponent is playing Hammer Time. Blast Zone, so that is not Hammer Time, okay. Alright, I have a very strong start in my hands here. I could choose to first put into play a champion and then put into play the Thalia's Lieutenant. I think on the other hand, I'm just gonna play Thalia here. Yeah. I think Thalia makes more sense. Oh, the Brocker. Again, I don't know what's going on over there, but it must have some sort of, like, spells? I don't know, actually. Vial goes up. Okay. Happy to draw a Recruiter here. Not the happiest that all I have are these Mana Confluences, but sure. Gotta fix my 5 colors somehow. My 80 card deck. Could play more Ancient Ziggurats in this list. There's only one. We used to play 4. But also they didn't have Chalice of the Void in the sideboard, and yeah. Okay, so what am I getting here? They have a Blast Zone that I can put up to 2. So I'm not the biggest fan of going actually going Thalia's Lieutenant. I don't think it's a problem here. Yeah, I will. I will go Thalia's Lieutenant. And sure, if my opponent wants to blow up a land to kill my Thalia and my Lieutenant, I think it's alright. Good morning, Bilbo Baggins. How did your PPTQ go this weekend? Alright, opponent goes first. Solitude, that's alright. They kill my Thalia. What else? Ephemerate. I F6'd. I shouldn't have F6'd. I should have responded to Solitude with my own. Actually, no, because they have Giver of Runes. Opponent just blew me out. And one of the reasons why humans got out of the range in Modern is exactly that. It's exactly the Solitude, Fury plus Ephemerate, which you can't do much about. They even had Giver of Runes to protect it, and yeah, you saw what happened. Your opponent spent 3 cards, exiled 3 of my creatures, and has a 3/2 lifelink. Provide would block Ephemerate as well. That's true. I have 6, so I couldn't have done anything there, but I also forgot about that. So even if I remembered, I actually didn't remember. I'm gonna play Lieutenant. I'm gonna play a Aether Vial. Pick up an Aether Vial. I can't? Oh, 2 spell per turn? Alright. Then I pass. I forgot about the Archon as well. Your turn. Because now I have two drops and my opponent has a Blast Zone. Shadow Spear, does this help at all? It doesn't. I can't move here, but I will go Solitude on Vial, exiling the Giver, and then Yorion to blink the Solitude. Again, my opponent obviously can do things, but I have a plan. I have a plan. This is not the human's plan anymore. The human's plan has been aborted as my opponent killed all my humans once again. So 5 of my humans died. No, another Giver of Runes. Alright, go to 5. But now my Vial can make me double spell if I draw a land here. Actually, that's not true because it needs to be on top land. Alright, never mind. I can't double spell, most likely. Draw. Tapped. Tapped, but very good. Not complaining. Not complaining. I think what I'm gonna do actually is I'll also play the Shadow Spear. And then I will vial in the Solitude. Now, before they have 2 Giver of Runes. Exile a Giver of Runes. And I keep the Shadow Spear. It doesn't make any sense. No. I don't think it makes any sense to keep the Shadow Spear. Because I'm just gonna blink the Solitude anyway, and yeah. Yeah, they have Castle Leganjo. Castle Leganjo, it's irrelevant now. So they played another Blast Zone, which can pop off my Shadow Spear and my Vials. And also their Giver of Runes. They don't do it. Draw. You know, I'm not in a terrible shape. So this Vial goes up, and that one does not. Draw. Okay. Okay, what do I do? I can even attack with my Solitude, honestly. Yep. Human no more, yeah, right? I can go attack with Solitude. Then I can blink it. So I want to blink the Vial that... okay, I have 1 card in it only. So I want to blink the Vial with Yorion. It's bad if I draw another Solitude. Recruiter cannot tutor up Solitude, unfortunately. So what I can do is casting Recruiter. Getting a 2-drop that I can blink, like what? I guess I can, I mean, yeah, I have to tap this Saga, right? Yeah. So I'll go Recruit. No! Oh no, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, never mind. I was afraid of the Archon, but our Violent is in, so it works. Okay, sorry. Sorry for my panic attack. What do I tutor? Turak. I can tutor Turak. That's a pro white. I can tutor Kitesail Freebooter. I wanted to have a Phantasmal Image. Why there isn't a Phantasmal Image in this deck? I used to play freaking 4 Phantasmal Image in the past. And now I play 80 cards and there's not even space for 1 Phantasmal Image? That's weird. Phantasmal Image is also incredibly good with Recruiter. Because you just go off and then you pump all of them. Anyway. I can take Turak. Or I can just take Adeline. Like for the next turn. I don't know what to do, chat. I'm just getting a random card, is that alright? Now, I Violin Yorion. Okay. So I blink for sure these. I want to also blink an Aether Vial. You know what? I think I will. Aether Vial on 5 is pretty wasted, I think. I could have kept the Yorion, but I didn't. Oh wow, opponent protects Solitude. That's weird. Sure. What's going on? They crack Blast Zone on 1. I hear they crack Blast Zone on 1, so they're gonna... Oh, that's very strange again. Alright, let me put into play Kitesail Freebooter then. Before my Vial dies. They have a Thalia in hand. Alright. The Blazon kills a bunch of things. The Yorion brings back the Solitude, which exiled the only target available. And the Recruiter tutors up. What? I can't tutor up Adeline now because the power is more than 2. That's a cool interaction. The Tarak. Nah, I can't kick it. So they just have a Solitude, a Thalia in hand. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. I hope it won't matter that much. So what I'm doing here is simply getting a random card again. Like a Reflector Mage. And your turn. We're end of turn, so the Meddling Mage can't name Thalia. Opponent is just gonna play Thalia. Alright, so they have Thalia in hand. Do they play it? They don't? Sure. The Vial goes up. Yes. Then I make a token with the Saga. The Saga picks up Pithing Needle, naming Blast Zone. First, I want to attack with these 2 creatures. Do I want to Meddling Mage the Thalia? Because I can also Meddling Mage the Solitude and bounce it. That's an alright play that I can make next turn. But I think I want to Meddling Mage the Thalia here. I know they have Thalia in hand. And pass. Alright, pretty cool. Basically, the reason why I won this game is the 80 cards, is the 20 card that I added to humans. Because the normal humans deck lost to Ephemerate Solitude. But the extra 20 cards helped me go Solitude, Yorion, Solitude, and just grind my opponent this way. So that part is pretty cool. Quanti ne c'ho? 5, 6, 8, 14. I only have 8, 14 damage, so I'm not gonna Reflector Mage anything here. Simply attacking though. I'll offer the trade here, I don't mind. Go. On 11. Okay, so they can now Vial in the Thalia, the Aether Vial, the Thalia man, sorry. And they can also prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt by it, so that's cool. Alright, so let's Vial in the Reflector Mage. Bounce the Archon. If I attack with all, the first strike will kill my Meddling Mage. How much damage do they take? 5, 4, 9. That's alright. That is alright. So I think we're up a game. 2-0 up a game. That's good. Humans. Construct, Creature, Bird Serpents, Elementals. Fighting all together after the big Thalia's Lieutenant flag. It's a globalization, humans. Integrity. Flicker Wisp. Oh, you can kill my construct. Don't you die, opponent? Don't you die? Alright, thank God you died. Barely though, eh? Exactly 1 damage. Maybe 1 more turn and they would have stabilized. Yeah, so there's 4 cards for sure. What do I cut? Meddling Mage, Freebooter, Esper Sentinel, Thalia. again, same problem as before. Whenever you play against a creature deck with humans, you have a billion card to take out, and not and as many to bring in. Not as many to bring in, especially if your sideboard has 13 cards because of Magus of the Moon, or literally just trying to sabotage us from the sideboard. Anyway, Meddling Mage is really bad, but also Esper Sentinel and Thalia. Like, this is a really large amount of bad cards. I think I'm just taking out 2 and 2. I'll keep all the Esper Sentinel because it's a 1-drop. I'm on the draw. Like back in the days, the Human's Mirror, yeah, you used to take out all the Meddling Mage. And, you know, some amount of Thalia. The good thing of Esper Sentinel is that, again, it costs 1 mana. Always turn 1 Aether Vial. If you have a choice. It's very rare that you don't. Stoneforge Mystic, that's sweet. Kitesail Freebooter is gonna be happy to snack that Cathar complete. Alright. Let's hope they don't also have some ways to kill my Sentinel now. My Kitesail Freebooter now. Oh no, they have... Porca merda però, opponent. Ma che cazzo, ma c'hai tutte, mannaggia. Mannaggia, chat. Let's take Ephemerate. It doesn't matter though, because they can... I don't think I had a way out here. So they can... Yeah, they can like... Solitude this, and then get back Ephemerate and blink it. But that's alright, it didn't happen. Vial goes to 2, and I draw. Remember that you can't Vial in and pay the kicker. That's not how this card works. Okay? And you can't pay the kicker with Ancient Ziggurat. That is how this card works. I wish I had Meddling Mage in hand instead of Esper Sentinel now. That would be good. Well, I mean, my out is only to find an answer to the germ. Which I have plenty of course. It's very easy to check out the list. You can either find it on the screen or in the deck list. I know that typing question is nice. But you got all the answers already. But let's just play these random creatures and hope to top deck next turn. I don't think we have a better plan here. I do not think we have a better plan here. Yeah, I don't have a window to Kitesail Freebooter. I guess unless they let me. No, they didn't let me. Alright. Hey, okay. So I am very dead, I know that. I'm still playing out my cards, because if I draw an answer to this, maybe there's a chance, probably not. I'm just step 6 in here. Solitude actually also kills the germ. Plenty of ways to kill the germ. Alright, gotta blink the Solitude. They get back their sword. So in hand they have sword and Stoneforge. And I go to 14. Alright, time to draw Reflector Mage. A tap land. Tilt. Oh, it's only for... I can't use Ancient Ziggurat to bounce Yorion. Alright, whatever. Let's draw a card here. Maybe I draw the card that I need. I don't. That's it. You go. I think I'm okay in double blocking. I don't think this Esper Sentinel do very much. Oh, that's true. They have Blast Zone. I didn't even... Okay, it's time for it to concede. Let's go to game 3. I'll be on the play. Easy. Easy. On the play. Easy. I'll never lose on the play. Never lost in my life. Alright, let's take out Esper Sentinel. That sucks. I'm gonna bring in Meddling Mage for sure, because I have to name that friggin' Solitude. Anything else? The Thalias. Let's go. Can't lose. On the play? Impossible. Impossible! Impossible. So you guys say that you don't see my stream decker list on the screen. Alright, I'll try to fix that later. I'll be on the play for game 3, I'll reveal my companion, and I'll draw a land with Aether Vial. Nope, but it's okay. Human. Noble Hierarch. Go. Go. They have the vial. And no, it's vial. Oh, man, okay. Let's get another human. Vial. Let's play Lieutenant. And pass. Classic turn 2 vial. Alright, they play Kataki. Strange, since they have Aether Vial of their own. I don't think I'm paying. Not only they have Aether Vial of their own, they also have like Stoneforge and such. Draw. Bah. I think I'll name Elemental this time, just in case they kill my... Just in case they kill my Noble Hierarch, and I want this plus this to cast the Solitude. It's 2 damage, and now they have to play for... That's very strange that they not even sideboarded Kataki, but also played it. Okay. Now my Solitude has to kill Giver, but that's alright. Now they have to pay. You do you, opponent. You do you. You do you. Blast Zone, okay. Can't block because they can protect their own creature. It's a good land here. Am I afraid of my opponent's Aether Vial? I don't think so. I'm attacking with... If I attack with Thalia... Yeah, I'm attacking... No, non è vero, chat. I can't attack with Thalia. Not Thalia to 10 and sorry, because if it Vial in Thalia, then they... Oh, cazzo, chat. Oh, no, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's alright. We got it covered. We got it covered. Although still a brace. 23 months of sub, that's a long time. I'll pass, I'll pass. It's fine, chat, it's fine. I shouldn't have played Urza Saga, that is a mistake. But outside of that, it's fine. It is fine. I should have played Ancient Ziggurat. I'll wear my holidays very nice. I should have played Ancient Ziggurat instead of Urza Saga. It's a tiny bit mistake, because I'm not gonna make... Maybe I change my plan and just make tokens instead of playing Yorion? I don't know. If they attack. They do. Va bene, I'll take 2 more. And I play Solitude end of turn because this is one named Elemental. La Solitudine. A5. Exile Giver. If I pay tokens, I have to pay the tax. It's alright, I'll pay it. I'll pay it, I'll pay the tax. Mengucci is a taxpayer, if you didn't know. Pithing Needle, huh? Alright, let's do this. Now, I want to play the Needle. I just make tokens with Saga. Now I'll play the Needle. I'll name Aether Vial. Now I can attack with all. And I'll make a construct. I know I have Blazon to pop up my... Oh, what's that? No, oh, a Ganjo. Okay. I didn't expect that. And pass. Yeah, I really wish I didn't attack now if I knew they had a Ganjo, but it's okay. Also, I probably shouldn't have played the Ancient Ziggurat, but the Unclaimed Territory. Because next turn I have to make a token, pay the tax, keep the spear, so that's a lot of things. Also, they have Blast Zone to kill my... It's alright. They have Blast Zone to kill my 1-drop, so... Not sure, maybe I should have just named Blast Zone. I should just name Blast Zone with the Needle. I mostly wanted to name Vial so I could have attacked, but then maybe it was a mistake. Anyway, let's pay the tax. You remember Ancient Ziggurat doesn't do anything at this point. So tap to prevent this, yes. Pay 1 to prevent this. Yes. Draw. Saga make... Basta per scattare però, puttana Eva. Saga makes a token. Hey, what do I get? I don't want to get Shadow Spear because I just kill it this turn. So just get like Aether Vial. A random Aether Vial. Here I'll name Bird. And then I'll attack for 5. Remember, they can't use Vial because actually they can use Vial. Ah yeah, Capella, Capella, chat, Capella. Capella, Capella, Capella. Capella, Capella, Capella. Because now they kill my... I should have only attacked with 1 construct. I would have even triggered the... I would have even triggered the Exalted. Oh no. Oh, actually no, Vial died. Never mind. It's not a mistake. Sorry. Also their Vial died. I'm getting confused. But that's okay. They attack me with Kataki, never blocking. They have 4 cards in hand. 5 cards, 3 cards in hand, 5 mana. Do they have Solitude or do they have Extraction Specialist? Che schifo. I gotta pay the tax, and I will. Mango is a taxpayer. Draw spell. Very good spell. Very good spell. Let's go for it. Let's play Recruiter. What do I tutor up? Oh. Turak? So Turak dies by Blast Zone. Wish I had Yawgmoth in this deck. I would have tutored up Yawgmoth here if I had it. What if you tutor up Noble Hierarch and attack with a 4/4 Talon's Lieutenant? Sounds a bad play, but I think I like it. Attack for 4. It doesn't sound. What's that? Oh, another Iganja you have. Okay, sure. Plus, the Noble Hierarch will let me pay the tax and cast Yorion next turn. Not blocking, I need a Recruiter to blink. But yeah, Yorion once again being great. In this match, both game 1 and 3, Yorion Solitude has been amazing. In combat, they Blast Zone my Hierarch. Okay. 1 card in end. I think I'm not gonna pay the tax now. I'm only paying 1 tax here. I'm only paying 1 tax here. Of course, if I draw land is bad, but ooh, Dismember. Alright, so let's play the Yorion. Let's blink Recruiter. And what do I tutor up? Damn, this is so hard. This game is very hard. Do I get the Turak? I think I get the Turak. I mean, I know they have Blast Zone, but nah, maybe it should be something larger than 2. Is it another Recruiter? No, it's fine. I'll get a Turak. And I'll pass. Thank you to Young Peasy for the raid. Welcome. Yeah. Can this give protection for colorless? Yes, it can. I'll go to 8. They have 2 cards. What do they do? Kentucky number 2. Doesn't sound great. And land. Okay. Pay the tax. I will. Yes. Draw. Va bene. Allora. Let's attack now. I think it's time to attack back. Do I want to dismember the Giver of Runes now? Maybe. So I want to go Dismember and Giver of Runes and play 2 creatures. Yeah, and attack with all. Yeah. So I go to 4 here. Okay. So I have to go Dismember here. Go to 4. And then I'll just play Turak. Actually, I don't want to play the Thalia. No, I'll probably play Thalia instead of Turak. Although opponent knows I have a Turak in hand. Okay, I'll play Turak then. Opponent... actually, I go to 1 now. Oof, that was... Okay, sure. I go to 1, because they can level up the Blast Zone and kill my Turak. Should have played Thalia for sure. But that's okay, I'm on 1 life. Okay. I go to 1. Thank you, Young Peasy. Draw. Adeline, that's very good. Let's play Adeline. Human. Elemental. Thalia. Bye. Attack. With, these two? Sure. Go. Only 1 card in it, we got 2 blockers. A 1 life. That was also that, yeah, should have played Thalia instead of, Turak. Babine, let's play this guy. Let's attack with, how many people? So if I attack with all, they block a human, they go to 12, and they die. I think I can do this. Yeah. I think they have to chum block the Adeline now, if I'm not mistaken. They have 1 card and it could be a Solitude. But if that's Solitude, it probably would have been before, I don't know. Anyway, we're fine here. The timer is looking low, but yeah, this game has not been easy. But I think I'm good now. Again, the power of Yorion was strong. I mean, I drew a billion lands and very much in the game because of Yorion. Also because my opponent Katakis. Alright, your turn. Hope you have a Wrath of God in your deck. Actually, I didn't hope that. Alright, Skycleave. They looked at to me. GG's, they said. GG. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Okay, 3-0, chat. 3-0. With Yorion humans. Just saying that last time I've played a league with humans, I 5-0'd with Pyre of Heroes many months ago. So, the humans definitely treat me well. Whenever I play them. In the very rare occasion I play them. We almost timed out. Yeah. Alright. I have to take another bathroom break. I'm sorry. Be back super soon. This match was long. Okay. Let's go. Winning with humans. I played humans for so many years. Because I wasn't playing... when Pro Magic was a thing, I wasn't playing Modern. Almost never. Because the top level event were always standard or sealed. Humans was just my default deck. Whenever I had a GP modern, a PT modern, I would always play humans, and it would treat me well. I had some, I had a PT top 8 and a PT top, I don't know, a 10-5 with humans. But then the power level slowly. I also top 8 the 4 seasons. It was in 2000. There was Ur around. There must have been 2020 then. But yeah, the humans deck has always been a pet deck of mine. Unfortunately, with Modern Horizons 2, this deck didn't get anything. Well, it got Recruiter, but it's definitely way worse than what other decks got. You had fun watching my Instagram content on the weekend. Yeah. We did a lot of TikToks, me and my friends, during the holiday. It was fun. Making TikToks definitely makes you, I don't know, have a reason to do shit, to do funny thing. Round number 4, nobody wants to play against us. Everybody fears the humans. Just double checking, is my microphone all good? Because I changed some settings. So I wanted to make sure that you hear me well. Hello, Lupo Negativo. Let's go. Let's win the die roll and lead on Aether Vial. Am I going to be in Copenhagen? I will not. And that weekend I'll be hosting a legacy event in my town in Senigallia. Full proxy. Prepare for the 4 Seasons legacy. You liked how when I realized the mistake, I admitted and don't go double down. Yeah. That's always been my content. Always changing deck every day, every video. And always admitting the mistakes immediately as I make them. You think Modern Spirits is playable? Never seen it around, so I'm gonna say it's not very good, but definitely playable. Humans got Esper Sentinel too. While that's true, that's true, humans got Esper Sentinel. I remember when I was playing 60 cards human, Esper Sentinel was not very good to me. You just couldn't really play it over the other 1-drops, and you couldn't. I don't know. I remember not being impressed by the Esper Sentinel when I played humans. Hello, Max Magician, Nas Holiday. Yes. Okay, let's go. I'm on the play. Very good end. I think I'm going to go turn 1 Noble, exactly for this reason. You have Noble Hierarch and Aether Vial that you play on turn 1 over Sentinel. So sometimes you have clunky hand like this one. Opponent's mulligan needs you 4 cards. What? 4 cards? 4 cards are very little. What do you think about Enchantress? It's a cool deck. Nothing more to say about it. Again, I try to play a variety of decks, and decks that I always try to play a variety of decks that top 8 the modern challenge, or do well overall. So they have they are good list, or at least lists that were successful in some amount of events. All right, here I'm gonna go turn 1 Noble Hierarch. I know that you want to go turn 1 Sentinel, but if I'm tapped next turn with the Hierarch, I can double play a spell. And now sure, I can go a spell and I don't draw a card. But okay, so that should probably be Hammer Time. That'll probably Hammer Time. So I'm gonna go Kitesail Freebooter plus Esper Sentinel. And this is a combo. Kitesail Freebooter, look at your opponent and then Meddling Mage, whatever they keep. Alright. What do I take? I think I take Springleaf Drum. Is that reasonable? Yeah. I think I take Springleaf Drum. If my opponent wants to go Hammer here, that's fine with me. You've been to Rab and Kruk? Nice, yeah, same places I've been. Yeah, Rab and Kruk. Yeah, Croatia, it's so good. Va bene, dai, let's play a Meddling Mage and let's name the card that they have in hand, the Paladin. Pure Steel. And yeah, I mean, they're probably conceding now. Yes, alright. Up a game based on our opponent heavy mulligans, thankfully. I think this is a spot where I bring in Chalice of the Void. I will have to see a little bit more, but it looks like that. I know I have a lot of 1-drops, but I think Chalice of the Void is more relevant than some of these 1-drop if I draw them later in the game. Maybe I can cut 1 Thalia. Actually, maybe 2 Thalias. I don't want to cut maybe Adeline, but then I have Solitude, so maybe Turak isn't as good. I'm gonna have 0 actually of that one, and I'll leave Thalia in. Okay, reveal our big bird. And this a mulligan. It's our time to go to 5 here. I should not have 2 Magus in my sideboard. Should have 1, and always sided in against Amulet. So whenever you see Magus win humans, only think about it as a card. A silver bullet against Amulet. Okay, that's very good, Anne. Let's keep it. Do I want to keep the Ancient Ziggurat or the Silent Clearing? Ancient Ziggurat lets me easily cast Kataki, Adeline. It doesn't let me cast the Chalice of the Void. But I think I'm gonna keep the Ancient Ziggurat. Okay. Okay, mulligan to 6, they have that hand, sure. They have 2 cards left. Let's see if they manage to keep an armor this turn. Alright, doesn't look like that, but let's see what they get. If they get a mid-range, or they get a hammer. Okay. Va bene. Oh, actually, the Meddling Mage doesn't stop the Colossus armor because they can violate in. Yeah. Dai, let's just play. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead. I'm not dead. And even if I am dead, whatever. Rip me. I'm on the draw, and you know the drill. I don't have to repeat it every time. One is just the fastest player ever. So I lose if they draw land, but if they don't draw land... Oh yeah, I lose regardless. Yeah, I always lose here. Yeah. There was a way for me to survive. Yeah, then my opponent didn't see it. But they saw it. Alright, let's go to game 3. I'll be on the play. My hand on 5 was actually not bad. Turn 2 Kataki, opponent just killed me on 3. Or the Kataki. And the Meddling Mage. Yeah, Sabert is full of very bad cards. Not that main deck is different, to be honest, but yeah. No, if they cast, yeah. All right. Yes. Okay, let's see. Good end, please. All right, not bad. Can't complain. Cannot complain about this hand. Okay, we both kept 7 first time. And let's go with the champion into Thalia. Remember that, even if I cast my white creatures, I can always pick up Yorion and then pitch it to Solitude on turn 3. Va bene, si guarda Zaid. So Silent Clearing is my white mana if I draw... Sorry, if I go a Recruiter for Kataki. So I'm just saving 1 life total here and go Secluded Courtyard, name humans. And just play Thalia. And attack for 2. Thalia means that the Pithing Needle costs 1 more, but also the hammer, the drum, you know, all the thing costs 1 more. What do you think about Goblin in Modern? No strong opinion on it. I've never seen it in a very long time. Either in the top 8s or in my opponent's side. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. You picked up a Colossus Hammer. Okay, draw. Allora, chat. We're about to die to this Nexus, so we have to do something to stop it. The ways I can stop it, it's with Solitude. So, I think I'm better off in going Recruiter for Kataki instead of Pithing Needle and Noble Hierarch. Because if opponent goes, activate Nexus, attack, no block. Actually, they can't kill me, I have Thalia. Yeah, then it's gonna be an easier Recruiter for Kataki. Easy Recruiter for Kataki here. Attack for 5. I know Pithing Needle stops Nexus. I know. Okay, I go. Draw. My opponent can violin the Colossus Hammer now. Kataki isn't that good. I don't know why I took Kataki brainlessly. I guess it's a pitch to Solitude. So here I want to play this naming bird so that I can Arcast the Yorion. I don't want my opponent Elemental to think about Solitude. I don't even want to make them think about Solitude here. And then I play a Pithing Needle for 2 mana. Let's see how they react. Buongiorno, levo una spresciata. Okay, they let this resolve. Allora, I'll name Inkmoth Nexus. Che cazzo nomino? The Giver of Runes is also terrible. But I can't attack, so my opponent just puts into play a hammer now. Alright, I think I'll just name Giver of Runes. Play Noble Hierarch and pass, because I can't attack. Opponent goes 2 mana hammer, it kips, and... Go. Can't attack. See what they do. They have 5 cards in there, one of which is a hammer. Alright, yep. I don't want to go Solitude pitch. I'd rather hard cast the Solitude and then blink it with Yorion. And chump block with a... I don't know, whatever. I should have not taken the Kataki. I don't know what I should have taken. Ashbringer. Porca merda. Yeah, I have to do this now. You gain 11. You got 21. They have 3 cards in hand. Remember, Giver of Runes can't be activated. So go ahead and name Giver of Runes. They have 3 cards. Two mana. Untap. Colossus Armor needs 3 artifacts to be equipped with the Pure Paladin. Meddling Mage. Alright. I think I'll play Meddling Mage and now. And let's see how they respond to this. Because if they play Hammer, okay. If they don't, I'll name Colossus Hammer. And then they can't violate into block it. So I put it into play with the Cigar as aid to block. They have Shadow Spear. Okay. Okay. It's a 2/3. So I'll name Colossus Hammer regardless. Because that's clearly the most scary card. Although True Steel Paladin is also very scary. And they clearly do not have Hammer in hand, and Stoneforge Mystic doesn't work because they have Ashbringer. So the one that tutors up the artifact for 1 mana, Steel Shaper's Gift, will give them the Hammer. I think it's more likely that they have Pure Steel Paladin in hand than they have a Hammer on top of the deck. Okay? So that's my reasoning for naming Pure Steel Paladin here. Hello, Jit Bickler. You met bro says, I only bought 3 Recruiter because I'll never need the 4th one. Right. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this deck needs the 80 cards that you're in. Anyway, let's name Paladin here. And I can attack with my 5/5 champion. Oh, by the way, Meddling Mage works under Ashbringer because this says as Meddling Mage enters the battlefield. It doesn't say when it comes into play. Okay? That's the difference between Recruiter that says when it enters the battlefield to this that says as. So as works against Ashbringer. When doesn't. Alright? Those are the rules if you are unfamiliar with Magic rules. So Yorion is just a 4/5. Okay? You tap with that, I can't do anything about it. Ooh, Urza Saga, porca merda, that's big. That's big. Draw. Attenzione, Adelina. So Adelina has a problem. She makes a token that's forced to attack. So that's pretty bad against a Shadow Spear. That's alright, I'm just playing a big bird here. Let me attack with the classic champion. And Kataki is in exile zone, eh? Wow, chump blocked? What? Why? What's going on? Why did you just chump blocked? Alright, 4-5, go. Why did they chum blocked? At 18 life. Oh. They have one card in hand. They keep the Ashbringer. The Urza Saga is a... How big is the token? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can be a 5-5. That's large. Draw. Let's draw a card here. Bello. That's good. That's good. I'll attack with my... Do I attack with Yorion? Because that deals 5. They deal 2. I certainly need to keep the Reflector Mage for the Ashbringer. Sorry, for the Construct token. There's this like also gets them Hammer and they equip it with Sigarda's Aid. I just realized. But that's okay, right? Because I can chump block. And then I can bounce the thing. Oh, that Reflector Mage doesn't have an ability. E allora mi sa che ho perso, chat. E allora... That's no bueno. I'm gonna name Elemental, even though I know that it doesn't work. At least it's a 3-2. E niente. There's a Saga draw. Killed me. Yeah, I don't think I have outs at this point. It's okay. 3-1. We can still do a... We can still finish... We can still finish off strong here. Yep. You take 5. Wait, shouldn't? Oh yeah. Ashbringer doesn't also stops the champion from getting pumped. I didn't realize that. Ashbringer even triggers when a token comes into play from Adeline doesn't pump the champion. It's not just a Tocatli Honor Guard. Or not. Maybe even Tocatli stops this. Yeah, Ashbringer has also a when they die clause. Torpor Orb? I don't know, actually. Okay, my opponent puts the armor on the Esper Sentinel. That's unexpected. That's very unexpected, isn't it? I could have put it all on the Ashbringer. How do I beat that? Allora, this is a 7, chat. I definitely need to kill this Esper Sentinel. Allora, 7. Più 2, 9. Allora, 7, 11, 12. Right? 7 più 5, 12. If they have anything, sure, I'll live with that. Right? 7, 11, 12. If they have what, Blacksmith skill, they can't side that in. I think I'm fine with this block. Alright, actually we're fine here. My opponent didn't flash in Hammer, they tutored up with Saga. Blue mana? Is that March of the Otherworldly Light? Oh, Blacksmith skill. So they did side in Blacksmith skill. I could have played around it by throwing off Thalia. I chose not to. Adeline? Remember that Recruiter does nothing. Quattro, 8, 10. Va bene, va bene. GG, GG, GG. Okay, if I throw off a Thalia, the Blacksmith Skill wouldn't have saved that creature, but then I would have sacrificed a Thalia, which didn't really want to. Alright, good game. Good game. You know, after playing a bunch of this deck, I think that both Yorion and Urza Saga are actually fine in the list. Like, you have some games where Saga doesn't give you the colored mana and you hate it, but this deck is one of those decks that floods terribly. Maybe Saga can help you that way. Plus Shadow Spear, of course, is fine, you know? Good game, opponent, good game. Last match of the league. On the draw... Va bene, dai, okay, that's fine. The reason why I love the Elementals so much in Modern is because on the draw, they give you a free card to interact with your opponent at the cost of a card that you get by being on the draw. Magic design should really focus into balancing cards to be better on the draw than on the play. And that's definitely what Solitude and Fury do. They make your hand good on the draw. It's a hard concept to understand, and it's fine if you don't, but I really like the design of the Pitch Elementals. Unfortunately, they're mythic, they cost $1 million, and people hate them because of that, but they are good outside of the monetary. They're good for the game outside of the monetary value. Wow, Pithing Needle. I was going to play Sentinel. Opponent's playing Goblins. Nah, let's just play Needle then. Just Needle the Vial. Just Needle the Vial. Boom. Go. They're also good in the play. They're also good in the play, yes. If they weren't good in the play, they wouldn't be playable. Auntie's Hollow, Revealing Munition Expert. Thoughtseize, okay. Munition Expert makes fun of my Esper Sentinel. We draw Vial now? I hope not. I took the Solitude. Yep. Huh, more Vials. Draw. Champion of the Parish. Okay. I found a way to use my Esper Sentinel. Go. Putting 3 cards in hand only. Might be another game where the Yorion will change a lot. Probably Matron. Bogart Harbinger. Sure. It's a 2/1 that puts a goblin on top of their deck. What do they put on top? Conspicuous Snoop. Okay. I think... No, I don't want to bounce the Bogart Harbinger. It's just bad. If I bounce it, they play Snoop, I bounce that one, and eventually they'll play Snoop, have this in hand and just combo me. This is a combo. Snoop in play, you cast this, you put Kiki Jiki on top, and you kill your opponent. Va bene, dai, allora, let's just attack with this and play Yorion. We also attack with Champion. Yes, I do. If they trade, it's alright. If I don't trade, the Munition Expert will kill the champion regardless. Go. And now they can go Munition Expert, kill my champion. Fourth land. The Speaker Snoop, on top they have another Snoop. But if they fetch, they shuffle the Snoop. Okay, they just have another land on top. They have one card and are about to play it's a Munition Expert to kill my champion. And that's okay. Remember, they can't use their vials. Pithing Needle is actually a crazy good draw. Put it as a land on top. They can't do anything about it. They will have to draw it. And then they can't replay the Snoop. So they just, yeah. I'm feeling very good about this game. Nice. Alright, so bounce the Snoop there. And attack for 1. So they have a Snoop in hand that they can't cast. And they draw Wooded Foothills. And it's my turn. Draw. Champion of the Parish. Okay. I will attack with both of my creatures and then just play 2 more. Having Solitude means that they don't die off the combo either, which is very nice. The combo, for those of you who don't know, is Snoop with Kiki-Jiki on top. Snoop gets ability from Kiki-Jiki, and it doesn't get haste, only the ability, so it needs to be in play for a turn at least. And then you make a lot of Snoop, and then you copy the Herald that puts this Lingang on top and you kill your opponent. Alright, go. Okay, so I have 2 cards. I only know the Snoop. I don't know the other card. They fetch first this time. They don't want to find like before. They flip a 3-drop and they can cast it. Oh, instead it's Goblin Mage run. Alright. For 1 stream, I hope so, the Broker. Thank you for the 3rd month sub. Appreciate it. They tutored up a Munition Expert, rightfully so. And they cast it. Yep. They have 1 card in it, it's a Conspicuous Snoop. Olimatron, originally printed in Urza Saga, reprinted in Modern Horizons 1. I am taking the trade. Draw. I can't really play Reflector. Both of their cards are very good too. Very good to bounce, so. Sorry, very good to cast, so I don't want to bounce them. Okay, they play the Snoop. What's on top? It's a land. They have another card. What is it? Skirk Prospector. That's pretty bad. Okay, so they have no cards in hand. Just a board state of basically nothing. I will go Reflector Mage. Bounce the Snoop. So once again, next turn they're bricked. They can't do anything next turn. Because they draw the Cavern and they can't play the Snoop. Reflector Mage so strong. So strong, Reflector Mage. That doesn't sound like a good block. Ciao, opponent. This should be a shame concession to me. Wow, it's not. Lot of force of will from my opponent. A lot of strength. Opponent must be very used to punt if they don't shame concede after that block. That's my read of the situation. Okay. Labine. Borget Arbinger. Funny. Solitude. This is not infinite combo, because again, it doesn't have ace. But anyway, let me play this Solitude. Okay, now I'll bring in this member, Sanctifier en-Vec, Burrenton Forge-Tender. What about Outland Liberator? The best trap not called elves? No, I've always been a humans fan. Humans fan number one. Alright, Esper Sentinel, thankfully we can remove it again and don't see it anymore for the whole league. That's a nice feeling. I'll also cut the Shurak. One last card to cut, maybe a Thalia. Yeah. 3 Thalias, I think it's enough. Let's go. Kobolds. One of my first competitive deck was Turbo Kobolds in Vintage with Skull Clamp and Kobolds. Alright, let's go. Keep. This time we're gonna be the one that Vial, hopefully. Skirk Prospector, sure. Draw. Human. Let's play Vial. Turn 1 Vial. Very, very good. Will I be going to the 30th anniversary event, Mangu? No, no. No anniversary for me. I went to my 9th anniversary with my girlfriend. That's where I went. But no anniversary for Magic. Double Sanctifier Pog. I'm not sure if it's so good in this matchup. I mean, obviously it's good opponents by red-black, but Sanctifier... Like, my opponent can go bigger than Sanctifier. Can you ask me a question about affinity? Sure, sure. Sure. Remember that I have my YouTube videos. If you ask questions in the comment section of my YouTube videos, I'll always be answering them. Now this is, a video about humans, but yeah, I mean, streaming is also a nice platform to ask polite and smart questions. Opponent thought a lot and passed. Me, that means I have a munition expert. Land? Bravo, Mangu. Human. Let's play the Sanctifier. Blanco. Blanco. Oh. The munition expert cannot kill it. Cannot kill the Burrenton. It can't kill a Noble Hierarch though. So we'll see about that. End of turn, if opponent still has mana up, I'm gonna play Burrenton. BFT. No, but they sacrificed the land, the Skirk, and played Obsidian Charmaw. LOL! Okay. They blowed up a land of mine. But they blowed up a Scared Prospector. Also, they missed a land drop. Alright. Violent the Noble Hierarch. Draw. This goes to 2. Let's see if I draw land to play a Reflector Mage. I do not. Va bene. Let's do what? I want to draw step kills and freebies. So I will just play a Sanctifier now. And attack for 2. In draw step, so that I maximize the chances of them drawing the spell. They do untap the mana, but I'm not afraid of a Lightning Bolt in this matchup. Fuck, okay, so they have 2 Furies. Alright. What do I want to take here? Blood Moon or Thoughtseize? I think I'll take Blood Moon just because it's a red card for Fury. Go. So with Fury, they can kill both Kitesail Freebooter and Noble Hierarch. The pitch munition expert. You wanna play Blood Fountain in Affinity? Yeah, in Modern, sure. I mean, when Blood Fountain got printed, people tried it. It didn't stick though. You could play it, but I don't think it's that good. You don't have that much reliable mana to play 1-drop that early, I think, to justify. It's like how it's there is that reason why Mulesnare Prototype also doesn't see play anymore. It happened at the beginning and then kind of vanished. All right, let's play BFT, and I think funnily enough, it's not. Oh wow, it's not a human. No, but I thought this was a human 100%. Chat, it's not a human. But let's play Reflector Mage on the Charma. I can also play Recruiter, go Meddling Mage, name Fury. How about that? Yeah, I think that's better. I can never cast this Burrenton though if I name. Wait, Meddling Mage is a wizard, right? So I can name wizard. Oh, cool. Okay, then let's do that. I'm gonna go wizard on my Secluded Courtyard. Then I go Imperial Recruiter. And then Meddling Mage. Also, Reflector Mage is a wizard. My hand is all wizards. A white, blue. That's sweet. And name Fury. A attack for 4. And now I can cast Burrenton and Reflector. Playing Thoughts is in a deck with that mana basis. Maybe strange? I don't know. Our Vial stays on 3. Draw. Nice. Very nice. Let's go Recruiter for the one that pumps. Let's play the one that pumps. And let's cruise to a nice 4-1. Not over yet, but I can never see losing this game. Okay, chat. GG. GG opponent. Okay. Okay, that was good. It's a little longer of a league, but that's fine. Humans did it, didn't they? I think they did it. I think we had a nice league. You know, honestly, I was skeptical at the beginning. I was skeptical of this deck. But I actually think that Urza Saga and Yorion played very well in this deck. So, yeah. Outside of maybe changing a Magus of the Moon for I don't know, literally anything you want. What do you want? Anything. Anything is going to be fine. Another 2-rack, sure. Maybe I want to have at least one Phantasmal Image in the main deck. At least one Phantasmal Image in the main deck. Or do I cut? Maybe one Kitesail Freebooter? Yeah. Yeah. This would be my recommended list. Okay. Another Kataki? No, it's fine. No, because Kataki, you... Maybe another Kataki. It's better than under 2-rack. Okay. I think it's that. Yeah, okay. Okay, another Kataki then. No, I actually don't think so. I think another 2-rack is better. Because Kataki is like... You get one off your tutor and you're usually fine with it. But this 2-rack is a card that you want to draw more of it. You don't want to just draw one against 4-color and blue-white. You want to draw more than one. Because the first one can get countered. The first one can get... like, they can bolt it. And they still have so much cards in it. Even the second one's going to be good. So that's why I think I like 3 2-rack. Okay, that's it. For this deck. Time to play another video.